What's up, family? Welcome to the Mental Game Podcast. As you can see, I got a special guest today. Today, we're going to be talking about because we all got baggage and just difficult situations that we go through in life, and through that we develop defense mechanisms to help us through it, and we're going to talk about it today. What's up, family? Welcome to the Mental Game Podcast. Today's mental game is: if you keep comparing yourself to everyone else, you'll never be happy. As y'all can see, I got a special guest today. This is Tez. What
What's
up,
going on?
Tez?
What's happening? What's happening?
We got Tez, the owner of Sneaker Bum Apparel. If y'all want to reach him in any kind of way, y'all can reach his Instagram at Sneaker Bum Apparel. That's spelled SNEAKRBUM Apparel. Tell them a little bit about yourself, Tez.
My name, they call me Tez. I own Sneaker Bum Apparel. We got some T-shirts and hats, snapbacks on there. You know, uh, you know, uh,
Don't be
yeah,
shy,
I'm a
don't
little
be shy.
nervous. I'm a little nervous. So, I ain't never been on a podcast like that. I've been on it probably once before, but you know, uh, you know, out here with my boy JJ doing his podcast. Filling in for our friend because he missing a day.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
it's
Sambo,
all
yeah,
good.
Sambo got some business to handle, man. We without Sam this week, but he here in spirit,
Shout out Sam. Shout
sitting
out
somewhere
Sam.
somewhere over there. But yeah, man. Me and Ted been cool for a while, man, and Ted is like one of my closest friends that I have out here to do the podcast with, and like I said on the other show, he's gonna be a regular, uh, you know, regular slash fill in for situations like this when Sam can't make it. So I appreciate you, my brother, for being here with me,
No problem, no
rocking out
problem.
with me on the show. Man, how was your week, man? How's your week so far?
We've been a little rocky, rain and everything,
Yes,
been slowing
indeed. Yes,
everything down.
indeed.
Work been hectic, and then it been cold. So,
Yes,
you know,
yes. But I love it. I love the cold, man. I don't know why, man. I'm like, I always call myself, I'm one of them crazy Southern people.
yeah.
Like, I like the cold. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because my mom from up north. I don't know what it is, but I've always liked the cold.
So, I'm originally from Michigan, so
Right, right, right.
where it been snowing that. But I grew up out here in Houston, southwest side of Houston.
For sure.
But I'm kind of
Shout out
used
to
to,
Southwest Side.
yes, sir. So I'm kind of used to the cold a little bit. Sometimes it's not that bad. Sometimes it's a little nippy out there.
Right,
But
right, right.
I deal with it more better than some people. You
Man,
know.
look, my mom's from up north, man, and she like she moved she decided to retire down here. One of the reasons was to get away from the cold. She's from
Yeah.
Ohio. You know how you get snowed in out
Oh
there.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So and I think as soon as she retired or the year after she retired, that's when it started snowing in Houston, like back to back. I was like, see this woman, you bought this stuff here. Like you just came here and followed you.
I
Like
remember one year it started snowing out here, and I was like, man, this ain't no snow. And I was like,
he was like, I'm used to like three,
yeah.
4 feet of snow, something you kick around
It hit the
outside.
ground, and hit the ground, and it's gone. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, man, this ain't
yeah. It
that
don't
much.
stick,
But at the same time, it has quite a bit of snow out here, so that was pretty cool.
man. Look,
Bring you back.
your niece, man, was like, I wanted the snow again, and I just started thinking back, having like flashbacks and stuff of like man, how we was all bundled up
Yeah.
in front of the fireplace. We sleeping in the bed with like four covers on. I was like, man, we was in primitive times then. I was like, you really wanna go back to that?
We gonna be mad then.
Man, look, we didn't have no power. Man, dog, we didn't no like we couldn't. Well, you could cook stuff because we got gas, so we could have
Yeah.
cooked. We could still cook stuff. We black people we already have noodles in our
Right.
house and stuff.
Right. You
So
gotta stay
we
with a
still
pack of
yeah
them.
yeah yeah. So we still was able to cook noodles and stuff. So we was good. But man, how anything else, man? Shoot, what else was going on, man?
I mean, ain't much going on. working a lot,
For sure. For
trying to
sure.
stay out the way of a lot of things,
Yes, indeed.
maintaining, trying to
Maintain it.
keep your mental game right,
For sure. Hey, I like the plug, bro. I like the plug. You got to make sure you keep your mental game right.
Yes,
Because life's a
sir.
mental game. You need the right mentality to survive.
It's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough out here.
But
For
hey,
real.
man, I got another question for you. I like asking these questions because I like people like that watch the show to kind of get to know like where your mind is and stuff like that. I mean, it's not like a technical question, but
Right.
like if you won $10 million tomorrow, what would you spend it on?
$10 million. First of all, I pay my house off with some of that money.
For sure.
You know, uh, you know, uh, my mom passed away, so we out here with my brother. We still got my mom's house. So I pay her house off too,
For sure.
and then most of that money, I invest. I invest some of it.
Hmm.
Figure out what to do with it. Stash some of it. Put the kids up, some trust or something like that. Uh, ball out a little bit. Might
Yes,
buy me a
indeed.
car or two or
Uh
something.
huh.
Something. Take some trips, but I try to use it wisely. You
For
know,
sure.
try not to
Always.
try not to go too crazy in the beginning, but
Absolutely not.
how
Yeah.
about you, man? What you do?
Man, look, first thing I'll do, I would pay this house off. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay the house off. I would go buy me some land, like ASAP.
I,
Before like if I want it today. Well,
yeah,
what I said, tomorrow. If I
tomorrow.
want it tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? I would pay this house off. Um, I'll go buy me some land at ASAP. I call my boy Dwayne, realtor extraordinaire. Um, I call him up. I buy me some land,
Yep,
and
that's
then
a good thing.
I put a house on that land. Uh, clear it out. I probably buy about 50 acres.
You know what? Building a compound sound like a real good thing with
Man,
that
look,
with that land.
I'm telling you, look, call it. I already got a name for it. I ain't gonna say that because I don't want nobody to steal it. But yeah, build like a little mini community. Get
Yeah,
like have like the the immediate family come on, and what I'm saying, like here you go 3 acres, 3 acres for you, 3 acres for you, three. Get about 50 acres. Fence it all off.
man. If you ever notice or say like if you go to certain neighborhoods, because I'd have seen it before at work. Arabs,
Yeah,
they got compounds like in the city, and you don't even know it's like they type of neighborhoods because
dude, I done seen that. I remember. But I remember when I was working for this company, and I would talk to people because we would pick up a lot of money off of Harwin,
right,
and I would talk to the different people and chat it up with them, and they were talking about how they was getting stuff delivered from their country to getting their house, and they be like, yeah, I stay over here off of this, that, and the other. Like next time you, right, like, and you can see the stuff from the highway. I think
yeah,
like you can see the stuff from 59, man. It's like a I'm like, dang, man, but and that's all they family. But
yep,
yeah, yeah, but shoot, are we starting to do it too? I seen this one story, this dude and like it was him and he was the only boy in the family,
yeah,
and all his sisters, he got them all and bought like a gang of land,
yeah.
and it's just him and he taking care of his sisters and his sisters' husbands and stuff like that. So
Pretty smart though,
man,
man.
look, it's possible, man. So I mean, that's what I know. That's what I would do. That's the first things I would do.
Yeah.
After that, I'll take a page out of your book. I probably set some trust up,
Hmm.
or a trust, and invest in the mental game, of course. Probably grow this platform.
Yeah.
Um, try, save the rest of it. What I'm saying, any other little power plays. What I'm saying, I want to open up a laundromat.
Hey,
Man, that's been my goal for like, on the show on like on the TV shows they be making Netflix sound like weak. Like man, about
man, that's a big business right
and it
there,
run
man.
itself. It
It's
runs itself, man. So that's why I think about I think about laundromats.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think about shoot, I got a whole list of stuff, man, that I think about doing. But definitely, I'm business minded. Uh, you know, definitely want to do something like that. And in the end of all that, I probably donate a good bit to like because there's companies out there and organizations out there that want to help people with with that struggle with suicide
Right.
and really struggling with their mentality and their mental state.
Yeah.
So I'll probably invest, what I'm saying, in one of those organizations or a few of those organizations, or I'll probably start my own.
I was just
You
thinking
know,
that
that way I can
nonprofit.
kind of like oversee and make sure that and then I could bring some of my ideas to the table. But that's I'm big on that, man. I'm big on having a positive mentality, big on having good mental health, because that's the thing that nowadays it's like, and back in the day, that was kind of like frowned upon. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because especially in the black community, um, people like people don't take it serious. You know what I'm saying?
Even being a man, period.
Being a man, period. Yep. Yeah, yeah.
It's a struggle in itself, man.
Yes, indeed.
Because I feel like as you grow, things happen.
For sure.
Especially like what's going on in the world nowadays too, with the police and everything like that. People getting beaten, just like my man got beat up by them 5 police officers a few weeks ago with or
Rest in
whatnot.
peace, man.
So yeah, rest in peace to Mr. Ty. So uh, going through things like that, I hate to say that they had to be black and beat him up like another black man, but at the same time, these white cops been shooting everybody. I mean, we got to walk out our house every day.
For sure.
Hope we make it back the same way we walked out of the house,
Yeah.
right back to our family. So
Right.
dealing with stuff like that, and
Yeah, that could be like you get a little bit of mild PSD from that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And we understand all cops not bad, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
and
a
sometimes it
thing,
ain't
it's a
even.
stigma.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like sometimes it ain't even the cops either.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
the other people.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Big facts. Big facts. Big old facts.
Everything can take a toll on you from your job,
Job. Yeah.
from your family in your house,
Hmm.
kids, everything.
Yeah.
So
For
it's
sure, man.
it's hard to juggle.
I had to tell my daughter, man. I had to tell her. I was like, man, you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, just talking from a parent standpoint. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, you don't understand like the stuff that we deal with. Just to bring money in the household,
Hmm.
like nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Because you just don't like her. Being at her age, she doesn't understand. Like,
Right.
what I'm saying, like the attitudes you deal with. Uh, what I'm saying? Because you got people at your job that they might be a little power hungry. They
Hmm.
might be going through stuff themselves, because we all human.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And like, human nature and natural actions, what I'm saying? People just gonna act out, and some people don't know how to deal with their emotions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you got attitudes, you got tempers flaring and stuff like that. Especially when it get hot here in Houston. You got tempers flaring all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Wait, especially like warehouse jobs and stuff like that. It's hot, man. Like, it's hot. I don't want to be here. I ain't feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, uh, but yeah, man. But let's go ahead and get into this topic.
Let's do it. Let's
Uh,
do it.
topic of today is healing and shifting. Okay, like in our lives, we go through tough times. We go through tough situations in life, whether it's in our marriage, in you know, growing up in a tough city, what I'm saying, a tough environment, whatever the case may be, we all, in some kind of way develop some type of defense mechanism to get us through it. But what we're going to also talk about here today is um, oftentimes that defense mechanism that we developed it just to go through, just to help us through that tough time. And once we heal from it, we need to learn to leave that defense mechanism where we picked it up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like I the best way I can explain it. It's kind of like when you playing video games and say, when you in certain section of the game, you get like a special weapon. You know what I'm saying? But you can't take that weapon with you to
Right.
the next board.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it won't serve you no purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It won't help you. You know what I mean? So, um, you know what I'm saying? Because oftentimes, I guess what can happen is you you end up damaging your good thing because you know what I'm saying you only needed that to get you through that tough situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because it's like, I guess, when you're trying to heal in your journey,
Right,
it's always bumpy.
right.
So you don't want to try, like you said, you don't want to try to destroy the path on your healing journey on the way up.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
So, you know, it's hard.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Nah, but there's this quote, you know what I'm saying, that I like. Uh it's like if you don't heal what you hurt, you will bleed on those who didn't hurt you. If you don't heal what you hurt, you'll bleed on those that didn't hurt you.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying, if you don't you basically if you don't deal with what you're going through, you know what I'm saying, or you don't leave that defense mechanism or that, you know, if you don't heal from it, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna end up, you know, tarnishing the people, you know, that's really in your corner.
right.
You know what I mean? So uh I just think we just all need to, like, if you're dealing with something and like, you know what I'm saying, like, cause I know my defense mechanism, you know, growing up in the city I grew up, you know, and at that certain time, you know what I'm saying, I mean, it was a lot of good people. A lot of good people. But you know, there's also a lot of bad people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and you know, I had enemies, you know what I'm saying, and I had people out there that didn't like me. And, you know, people would do slick sly stuff, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, and you know, the females I used to deal with, they used to do slick sly stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So my defense mechanism I developed was like an extreme paranoia.
Right.
Like I was paranoid of everything, which led to me, you know, in combo, you know, overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I realized like at that point in time, me overthinking the situation and trying to think, like I'm trying to think ahead of it. Me overthinking the situation at certain point in time, at that point in time, it kept me alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Being over paranoid, extremely paranoid, it
Mm-hmm.
kept me alive. It kept me on my feet, kept me checking all the corners, you know what I'm saying? Checking all the boxes, checking the bases, and making sure that, like, okay, if this happened, then I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this happened, and
Mm-hmm.
this, and this. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't really deal with it, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have any, you know, because, you know, like that's why I say in the black community, in my, you know, my black family, uh like on my dad's side, it wasn't really, you know, it wasn't really a thing
Right.
to see a therapist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was sometimes said that if you didn't see a therapist, if you saw a therapist, you know what I'm saying, you were crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And it's like that was always the stigma growing up, so I never got help. You know what I'm saying? So with me never getting help and me never not knowing, you know what I'm saying, it's not nothing I did on purpose or
Right.
anything, but it's just, you know, just some things you go through growing up.
Didn't know
Yeah,
either at the same time.
yeah, you don't know. You just don't know. You don't know how to, like, man, I got these feelings and I got these things, and you know, you grow up, you know, you know, with these things, you take them with you because those are the things that you feel at that time made you strong. So you keep those things with you.
So do you feel like, even though you was going through those tough things, in, say, like with your family or somebody close to you, you want to reach out and tell them, what's going on with you.
Hmm.
Like, what if they giving you some good advice? And are you feeling like that's healing, like as a healer or a therapist from them?
Yeah, I mean, anybody in your corner, somebody that's gonna tell you the hard stuff. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, yeah, it'll help you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have like, are you saying like if you don't have a therapist to talk to,
Yeah,
and
like
somebody trying to kick some mental game to you?
right, right,
Right, right,
right.
right. Yeah, but I would accept that help, man. But it's just like, I come from, I come from a side, a family that, it was already damaged. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? There's a lot of damage going on within it. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I told you with the therapist thing,
Mhm.
so it's like that type of thing was not believed in.
Yeah.
So there was no way, you know, for me to get the help that I needed because it was looked down upon. But when I came into my my mom's good graces, you know what I'm saying, when my mom took me in,
Mhm.
you know, my mom has a complete positive mentality. Like she knew what I went through
Mhm.
and she can see it. She didn't really understand it, you know what I'm saying, cuz that was his whole situation in itself. But my mama tried to get me to help, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, but she left it up to me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why, mama, but she left it up to me. She was like, "Look, here's your insurance. You know what I'm saying? I set you up an appointment to where after school, I had a car.
Yeah.
My mama let me use her car. And she was like, after school, it's not football season no more. After school, uh, here's the name of the therapist. Go talk to her.
Mhm.
Now I probably went, foolish me at the time. Like I said, I was still a kid. I probably like junior in high school.
Yeah. You ain't think
And
about it
yeah, I
though.
wasn't thinking about it. And then, I had that negative stigma in my head. It's like if you go see a you know what I'm saying, if you see a therapist, you mean you crazy. So, I went and talked to the lady and, I admit it kind of helped me out a little bit, but I
Right.
still harbored my defense mechanism.
Mhm.
I brought it into adulthood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It started realizing that it serves me no purpose because all I'm doing is, pushing the people away that, really have my back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm overthinking. And it's not just, it's not just in my relationship, it's in relationship with my brothers, my sister,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, my mom, you know what I'm saying, and like it's like I'll do little things and I won't even notice it
Right.
because it's so natural to me now because it's like I said, it's a defense mechanism I done developed. I
Right.
had developed, and you know what I'm saying, and going forward, just realizing like, hey man, I know that's what you used to do, and I know that's the thing that you used to have to keep you strong, but it serves no purpose in your future. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? It's too heavy. It's too heavy to carry. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You really don't need it in this, like, game terms. You really don't need it in this board. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So yeah.
It's and I think it's tough too at the same time to where you know how you say you don't want to push the people that's close to you away,
Right.
right?
Right.
So like my thing with that is if you've never been that type of person to be able to express your feelings to somebody,
Right.
being the way you grew up or whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
like I kind of grew up feeling lonely,
Right.
like I had friends, family that was close when I was in Houston and whatnot,
Right. Right.
but at the same time, it's like still didn't have nobody to talk to like that. I used to do a lot of stuff by myself. I get in trouble by myself a lot, I whatever,
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like I wish I did have somebody to talk to, and not nobody talk shit back to me.
Right. Right. I
So
got you.
that's like a hard thing for me, with that kind of thing and healing.
Right.
And at the same time, it's like okay, if I go through something and I want to tell either my friends or my spouse, and I don't want the feedback of where like, man, stop being a punk, man. Like, you'll be all right, get over it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
Like, don't come at me like that.
Yeah.
Like, tell me like tell me how I would want to be told. Like, make me feel good about the situation.
Right.
Like, I understand that they say you got to be happy within yourself,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. It all starts with you.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so you got to make yourself happy or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
to be good with other people. But at the same time, if I have a girlfriend or something, or a wife or whatever, and I'm telling her like, hey, I'm bothered by this thing. I feel like something is weighing me down in life right now. Don't don't shut me out or make me feel like, hey, I don't want you to bring me into your trap
Yeah.
because you down
Don't
and
bring
out.
me. It's like don't bring that juju over here, man. No,
But
yeah,
it's
I feel
like
you.
at the same time, like I'm not trying to bring you down either. But
Yeah,
at the same, I'm feeling bad,
right,
and
right,
I
right,
want some companion, to help uplift me in a way. I
right.
mean, I understand you ain't got to do it 100%,
Yeah,
but don't make me feel alone about
yeah. Don't make me feel like I'm bothering
it.
you or
Yeah,
anything like that. I feel you.
because I'm like I wouldn't do that to you. Like if I was close to somebody like that, like yeah, like my friends or you. I'll talk shit to you a little bit, but at the same time, I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep it real with you too. Like,
For
hey,
sure.
what I'm saying? I got your back. I ain't gonna let you feel like you alone.
Mm,
Anything like that. And that's the thing I felt like I never had growing up with stuff. Like getting in trouble growing up, my mom used to always yell at me, you know what I'm saying? It
mm,
wasn't no hugging and kissing. Baby, I love you. You need to sit down and think about it. Like it wasn't nothing like that. It's like, man, you got me in some shit. I gotta come get you out of it.
mm.
Like that's what I went through a lot. My
Yeah,
mama, meanwhile, she gonna talk shit or whatever it is, but she not gonna express like, baby, I love you. You need to sit down and think about what you're doing and stop doing it. Like she wasn't kind of like that,
yeah.
but she said it in a mean way.
Right.
But I kind of got what she said when she was saying it.
Mm,
But if she talked to me like in a different way to understand it better, I probably would have got it better
right.
instead of keep doing the same thing over and over again. But that's like for me healing too. Like I ain't never had like I think I've been to a therapist like once in like 8th grade maybe. And like right now, like I'm going through something to where I need to talk to a therapist because of my mom passing,
Right.
and it's like hurting me even more because when I got older, I was able to talk to my mama better.
Right.
My mama wasn't doing that. Like it was easy to talk to her. I can come at her with problems, and then she would console me or tell me something. She always kept it real.
Right.
So now, like I lost her, it's like I ain't got nobody to talk to, or I ain't got nobody to ask certain questions to, because I know if I ask somebody else, I don't think they're gonna give me the answer I'm thinking I'm supposed to have,
Right.
or they're gonna tell me what's real and what's not real. Not saying that somebody else won't, but going through something like that, like a parent passing, is tough. And then
Heck yeah, man.
you know, and life, and like if life hitting you at the same time, it take a toll on you. And you try, and what I try not to do, I ain't gonna say I do it, but I try my hardest is not bring the people around me down because I have a problem with feeling like I'm alone. Because if I'm mad, people don't want to deal with
Right.
me, and I don't want that.
Right.
And like I try to be happy, I try to keep the person around me happy, friends, family, wife, or whatever. But it's like I'm stuck, and I don't know, and like you don't know what to do.
Mm.
So I guess that's like where the therapists come in for real when you're grown.
For sure. And I'm a big advocate for that, man. Like because I mean, just people in society today, like they don't know, and oftentimes it's not their fault they don't know.
Right.
Like with moms, like that's how like that's the she was just giving you the only, you know, giving you the dealing with you the only way she knew how.
Right.
Then back then,
Right.
and man, just some people just don't know, man. Some people don't know, so sometimes you got to take that other avenue. You got to go talk to somebody, a professional,
Hmm.
somebody who like specializes in that. And the kind of like the analogy I give, what I'm saying, you got all these different colors of yarn like going through you, what I'm saying, and I can't even imagine, what I'm saying, I already told you this before, I can't even imagine what you're going through cuz I don't know how I would be if I lost my mom. Cuz what I'm saying, my mom was to me is to me what your mom was to you. You know what I'm saying? My mom's my safe haven. You know what I'm saying? If
Hmm.
I need to talk about something, I need some advice. Uh, I go to my mom. You know what I'm saying? And my mom, she's the type of person she likes to stay out of stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you going through something in the relationship,
Hmm.
uh, going through something financially or something like that. She's like, I'm here You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go rummaging through your shit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So
right.
that's the type of person my mom is, and that's she's my aside from my spouse, she's my anchor. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, of course, aside from Nana, and she's my anchor to the world. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I can't, I wouldn't even be able to imagine, man, like what you going through. And I know, we gonna do I want to do a podcast like a. I don't want to do too many sad podcasts, man, but I feel like these are things you got to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because these are things that go on in people's minds and it affects their mentality. You know what I'm saying? I want to do like a grief episode, an
Mhm.
episode where the topic is grief.
Cause you gotta kind of let it out.
Yeah, you got to. You grieving is and like what I'm saying, because we got the stigma of like men don't cry, like and I'm always like that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
When I get mad, I ain't gonna lie. I shed a tear when I get mad because it's
Mhm.
like I'm trying to spill my heart out to you. I'm trying to tell you how I feel, and
Yeah,
you stand at me like this, like, man, shut up. All right,
I
I get
feel
it.
you, bro.
Like, but it's like, damn, come on now.
Yeah,
But shit, like you said, man, cry, man.
yeah, but I mean,
It's not a soft thing.
nah, we ain't soft by no means, but shoot. I'm pretty sure the gangster is gangster. Like when he ain't around nobody, he in the room by himself. I'm pretty sure if he, something happened, he lose his mom or he lose his dad or lose somebody close to him. I'm pretty sure he's crying.
Best believe.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what I'm saying? Don't be too hard on those people, man. That like, cause some people just don't know.
And don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself, especially, man. Love yourself, man. Self love is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself. You gotta love yourself first before you can love anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who said that? Man, I think look, don't you judge me because I ain't never seen the show, man, but I seen the quote somewhere on social media. It was something Uncle Clifford said. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you save like while you out here giving everybody else tea, and make sure you save a little something for yourself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like save a little love for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Self love is a real thing. And I think, man, I'm trying to see all these self love shirts out here. I think as far as mental game, I think I'm a dilly dally into come up with a self love shirt
go
or
ahead
something
and
like that.
spice it up, man.
Man, I
Go
gotta do
ahead and
something,
do
man.
it.
Cause now self love is important. Self love, you know what I'm saying, that goes hand in hand with, mental health mattering.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself, man, because you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of good people out here, man, just, silently suffering
Hmm.
and going through something. So I don't know, man. That's just a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Suicide is real.
It is, man. It is. And we just had, and if you watching this episode and you haven't seen our episode when with me and Sam when we touched on suicide, go ahead and scroll back to episode 2 and check it out. But suicide is a real thing, man. And if you need help, get help. I'm gonna post a number uh to the suicide hotline. If you need help, get help. Um, but you got anything else, bro?
Um, I guess we're just touching back on like the healing process, or um, make sure you're keeping yourself busy.
For sure. Yes. Man, dude, that's why I started listening to podcasts.
So yeah, and I fell victim to these type of things. Like I ain't gonna lie, going through it right now, feeling like you know it's a healing process for me. Uh, like right now, I mean this coming up on my third year. My mom passed this month, end of this month, and every time this month come around, it's like I feel worse
Right.
because I don't know like how to deal, and I haven't talked to a therapist like I was supposed to, but I have set up appointments for them. I briefly talked to some, but I haven't full blown had a session.
Hmm.
So with that, like I said, keep yourself busy, man. Like find new hobbies. If you had hobbies and you feel down and you don't know what to do with yourself, like really get out there and do something because if you're sitting in sorrows or about anything, your friends, family, relationships, it ain't gonna do nothing but tear everything down and break everything apart because and you don't want that.
Nah, nah, man, you don't because that's not what you signed up for in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm trying to because the closest thing I can say what I did like what helped me when my grandmother died. Rest in peace to my grandmother name was Felicia also.
Mm-hmm.
So rest in peace to Felicia E. Williams. Rest in peace to Felicia Haynes. Man, I don't know. I knew it, but I just lost the breath. But when my grandmother passed, man, what helped me out a lot was when I heard she passed, and I was like, man, I missed my grandfather's funeral because I had just started a new job, and I had it's like he waited on me, man. I had just got to see him.
Mm-hmm.
My job let me off, and it was Mardi Gras, so we took a trip to New Orleans, and I got to see my grandfather. He got to lay eyes on his great grandchild,
Yeah.
and he was bedridden. He saw my grandchild. He saw me. He damn near hopped out the bed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we left New Orleans, I believe that Monday, because I think we had that Monday off. No, we came back Tuesday. I went to work and went to work Wednesday. And he passed.
Man.
So and I wasn't able to make his funeral because I had just started a job
Right.
and I didn't have any days to take off. But I didn't know anything about bereavement. I could have did bereavement, but I
Yeah.
didn't know anything about it. So I was just thinking I can't take off.
Yeah.
Um, plus had just started a job and I
Mm-hmm.
was how old was I? I was probably 23 or so at the time, and I was like, I just didn't know.
Right.
So
Right.
I didn't get to go. But this time around, my grandmother passed, and my grandmother was, what I'm saying, in New Orleans. She was my world. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, and she was my math tutor, my math teacher. Um,
I like the most good grandmas,
man,
man.
dude, my grandma was something else, man. She was feisty, man. She was a fighter, and she was a tough cookie all the way to the end. But when she died, I told myself, I said, I'm not missing this funeral. You know what I'm saying? I had been at my job for a while, when she passed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not missing this funeral. So what I did, and it kind of helped me cope, I sat there and reflected on all the good times that we had.
Right.
And I started writing, a speech to say at the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't pour it all in there,
Yeah.
but I highlighted the good times and highlighted her little nicknames for us and stuff like that, and just reflecting and focusing on the good times, and you know that helped me cope with a lot of it, with a lot of the grief that I was feeling, because I was a teary mess when my grandma died, and another thing that helped me is my sister's humor. My my sister's got to be the funniest person I know, and we was just like it was around COVID time still, so we left the kids and the significant others at home, and just me and my sister went to the funeral. So that whole 5 6 hours or however long we was on the road, man, we was just bouncing jokes off each other and reminiscing about more reminiscing about the good times
Right.
and about just what we had went through, what Nana used to tell us and stuff like that. So that helped. That was therapeutic,
Yeah.
leading up to it. What I'm saying? We wasn't just down. Um and then, what I'm saying, I cried my tail off at the funeral, man. I did, and but uh another thing that got me through it was just, it was a sad weekend, but it was a fun weekend.
Right.
There was a lot of laughter, man. A lot of laughter. After the funeral, me and my dad, we had sat down, hashed it out, and we played dominoes. and I beat him a bunch of times. He beat me one time, man. He would not let it go. But me and my sister. I had my big sister down there, Tanya. Shout out to Tanya. I'm gonna have to get Tanya on the show. I had just met my big sister,
Yeah.
like long lost big sister around that time. I just met her, and we was at all at my dad's house, and we
Right.
was just laughing and having fun. But you know, what I'm saying just that, man. In that weekend, it helped me cope. You know what I'm saying? I'm still sad about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I could have been, and I should have been around more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I was there, and she was there for me when I was a kid.
Hmm.
And I did get to see her a year prior to her passing, exactly a year prior, because when we went for your bachelor party,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Before we left out, I went and made sure I saw my grandmother, and then that following year she passed.
Yeah.
But just laughing about it, man. Just like my advice to you, because I know me and you, we like to laugh anytime we talking. You know what I'm saying? My advice to you is, if you know what I'm saying, when you consider a therapist, consider one that's humorous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One that can kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because that, I believe, that'll get you through the grieving process. You know,
Yep.
just like laughter. You know what I'm saying?
I hate to say it too though, but it ain't nothing like a funeral, bringing a lot of family together and enjoying
Oh
time
yeah,
with family,
absolutely.
especially if you ain't seen them in a long time.
Yes, indeed.
Hate it for it to be like that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like something you do need though,
Hmm.
and
But
stuff
I,
like.
I just hate, man. What I hate about that, that's like the only time you can get family to, like, that's the only time you can get people together at a
Right.
funeral.
You
You know what
supposed to
I'm
be
saying?
having family reunions
You're
every
supposed to
year
be.
and
You're supposed to be. Christmas. But everybody's an individual now, man.
right.
Everybody's like, everybody wants to do their own thing. Back in the day, it didn't used to be like that.
You got
Back
one
in the
person
day,
house.
yeah, back in the day, it used to be like who wants to like, like I don't want the responsibility to, like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Because I remember the first time we did Christmas, man. Tarek was up in the kitchen sweating, man, like, and like a few people showed up, decent amount of people showed up, but I was like, dog, that's work. Never again, never
Right.
again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, make sure everything's clean. I said I'd rather put that responsibility on someone else. So
Hmm. I for
I
sure
don't
would.
and I don't get it nowadays. But and nowadays everybody wants to be special. Everybody wants to host the events. You know what I mean?
Or have their own like little traditions and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
man, I'd
So
rather keep it simple. Who's the oldest? Okay, we going to your house every year until you're not the oldest no more,
see, I don't have a lot of
or
family here
switch around
anyway. And then I'm always somewhere with my wife family.
for sure.
So it'd be like at the same time too. I don't want to go to everybody's house no more either.
I feel you, bro. I
I
feel
want to
you.
go to your mama house, your granny house, or once something. But I ain't trying to be bouncing around 10 people's houses every
Yeah,
day.
man. Yeah. I pick. I got to select. I mean, we kind of got a schedule that we stick to every year. You know what I'm saying? We go to, if we not hosting, we go to her side of the family, like her dad's side of the
Hmm.
family. You know what I'm saying? We go over there, and we spend like the better half of the day there, and we kind of like split up,
Hmm.
and she go to her mom, I go to my mom. But you know what
Right.
I'm saying, that, but that we spend the better half of the day together,
Right.
and then we split off and go, uh go to the mom's houses, and
Hmm.
then after that, I always pay a special visit to my big sister, because I don't get to see her that much. I gotta change that. I know I gotta work on that, sis. I'm working on it.
Got
But
to see it.
but yeah, man. But ain't nothing like family, dude. Ain't nothing like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause especially ones that you can laugh and joke with, and, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, they can kind of scoot you and get you through things, man. I just feel like as far as, like, grieving the loss of somebody so very important, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I feel like that's the only way, you know what I'm saying? Just remembering, you know what I'm saying, remembering them as they were, and remember all the good times. And you know what I'm saying, every time I think of Miss Felicia, man, I just think of her at y'all wedding,
Hmm.
and when y'all were dancing and stuff, and she was
Man.
having a good time, man. And and I don't, man.
Me and my mama kind of we almost argued that day too,
Really?
cause she was running late.
Uh-huh.
Like they kept riding around the city doing other stuff. I'm like, man, get ready and come home.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all gonna be late, cause they stay on the other side of the town.
Yeah.
The wedding on the other side of town. I'm like, man, y'all just tripping. But it turned out real good. I was not doing nothing until my mama got there. To be
For sure. Hey, look, I feel that, man. I feel that like till I see her roll up there myself.
honest,
Ain't nobody moving. Ain't nobody walking down no aisle. Nah,
that
man.
was
But
a
I remember
beautiful
you
day,
that day, man. I'm like, man, I'm like, Tez nervous in the mug right now, man. What's going on?
bro. I don't know. I made I think I may have made like a speech for my wife that day. I don't think she ever seen it because I don't know if it was good or not. So I don't remember seeing it. I don't think she ever seen it. So I was just out of there. I don't know. I didn't know what to say, what to do, how to feel.
Beating up my mic.
But that was a special day, man. I really enjoyed that day.
Yeah, man.
You know.
I'm glad. I'm glad. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad she was at least able to see it. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? That she was able to see it and experience her baby boy.
Right.
Well, not baby boy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I used to be the youngest,
Yeah,
but I
you
wasn't.
used to be
I used.
the little brothers kicked the dough in on you. I know a
Yeah.
little something about that. I kicked the dough in on somebody myself. So, but but yeah, man. Well. I know we done kind of got off topic, but that's what I mean. That's what a podcast is
That's
about.
all it's about, man. For
You know what
real.
I'm saying? But I know a way. You know, all in all, a way I'm healing from it is I've been doing a whole lot of self realization.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in life you just gotta stop and self evaluate. You know what I'm saying? And like just stop and just look. Just stop, think and look. Like actually think like cognitively and just think about, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like kind of face yourself with the facts.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like just lay it all out. Like these are the facts. Like, man, I know I'm sitting here thinking about this, but look at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know they telling you this, and you sitting there thinking, you thinking they messing over you. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and other. You think they messing over you, but you know what I'm saying? This is what's going on right here.
Mhm.
You see it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta check yourself. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like self. You know, that's why I say self. My big thing is just right now is like self evaluate, and I guess
Learning, learning. I mean, I learning to let certain stuff go.
yeah,
That don't
absolutely.
mean nothing. Like it's better said than done. Like saying something about everything. Uh, letting your act. You can't let your emotions trick you out your happy place.
Right.
In a way,
Absolutely.
I
And
I mean, like I said, it's better
that's
said
my
than done.
big problem, bro. I had a big problem with that, man. I let this mind this like my mind to just take off, you know what I'm saying, on that paranoid stuff, you know, my mind to just take off and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always say like, you know, the rules to overthinking to you know, if you're an overthinker, here are the rules. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Don't listen to your mind sometimes cause sometimes your mind will trick you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like as human beings, and you know me at that point in time when I developed that defense mechanism, I would always think the worst. I always go to the worst.
That's a hard thing to not do,
That's human nature.
especially if you know something was happening
Mm,
or whatever it is, whatever the case is, and you know it was bad. But you got to, like you said, you got to try to look at the positive outcome of everything
right.
to get through your situations.
You gotta think positive. You gotta have a
Mhm.
positive mentality. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm big on like, you know what I'm saying, just like, hey, think positively. You know what I'm saying? I and you know that manifesting stuff is real, man. Like, cause I'm telling you, man, like you can either make it happen or uh manifest like that outcome. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like either what you thinking is gonna happen or it's not gonna happen, but you're gonna manifest that same outcome. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because as fast as the Lord would give it, the
Take it away.
Lord would take it.
Yes,
With the quickness. You being like that. So,
indeed, man.
oh, man.
Where we at? Where we at? How we looking? Oh, we doing good, man. We doing good. But I don't know. All in all, I would say, man, just like you know what I'm saying. Just make sure you heal. You know what I'm saying. Make sure you and you know what you do when you heal. You drop that. You know, you drop that weapon. You drop that defense mechanism that you might have developed. Mine was extreme paranoia. You know, and overthinking. In other situations, you know what I'm saying, it could be a short temper. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe in the past you were too nice
Right.
or something like that. And, you know what I'm saying, you let people get over on you. So you develop the, oh, nah, I gotta be quicker.
Right.
I gotta snap to it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say something. So you develop a short temper to, you know, defend yourself from people messing over you or something like that. And there's always something like that. It's not something, I don't believe that anybody does it intentionally. You know what I'm saying? But it's always unintentional, but it's like you doing it unintentionally to protect yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Other defense mechanisms might be let me see. It could be dang, what I can't I'm drawing a blank. What you think? Like
I don't know. I was kind of going off something different, like to where, um, say you have a problem and you bring your problem to someone that you know that did something to you.
right,
Uh, people people tend to like be defensive when they in the wrong.
right. Yeah.
So it's harder for you to kind of get through a situation when you trying to work it out with something or
Mhm.
someone that caused the problem.
Right.
So if that person is steady lashing out at you and you trying to heal and talk through it, but they being defensive,
Mhm.
it's harder to work through it.
Right, right, right. And that's probably a defense mechanism they didn't
They
develop. You know
develop,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So yeah,
They shutting everything out that's non problematic because they over it
right, right,
or
right.
you over it.
Or that they think they
They
over
think
it.
they over it,
You know what
yeah.
I'm
But
saying?
like that's crazy to me. Like you can't do something to somebody and then expect them not to be mad. I understand that you over it,
Hmm. But that
but
person
that
still,
person
you done
still not over.
transferred that energy to that
Right.
person. You know what I'm
So
saying?
it's kind of harder for that person to heal themselves because you still like shutting them out of a situation instead of making them feel secure or whatever it is
Yeah.
about it. So like I said, you do at the same time you gotta build walls for certain situations.
Hmm.
Like you can't make people think that you're getting ran over or whatever it is. Like you,
Yeah, I understand. I understand protecting yourself.
yeah, protecting yourself. So
But see, with that situation, it's kind of tough, man, because that's like a self. You gotta realize, like, the first step to anything, because I'm guilty of that too. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? I'm guilty of getting defensive. Like, you know, I may be wrong and may not realize it, and then I'm getting defensive. You know,
mhm,
I'm guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done that. And
of
but
course,
what it's gonna take, like, but I had to realize that. You know what I'm saying? Like that person. You know what I'm saying? They have to realize that. You know what I'm saying? That hey, this is something, or you know what I'm saying? Even bring it to their attention. Be like, hey man, look, I'm sensing that you do this. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want to take accountability, it's like you can't help. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. What's that saying? You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
right,
You know what I'm saying? It's like if they don't realize what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? It's like, like you can see it all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't see it, all you can do is try, kind of like, hey, you're doing it again. All you can do is highlight it. You know what I'm saying? It's up to them. It's up to them to read the paper. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you know what I'm saying, like when people had their Bibles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they for everybody that's looking at us, we got we got another special guest in the other room. We just looking out for her right now. No, but it's like with people Bibles, man, and
Mm-hmm.
you go through people's Bibles and they got all these verses highlighted. They don't mean nothing unless you go through and look at it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like when you're studying and you go through your little book and you highlight all this stuff, it don't mean nothing
Mm-hmm.
unless you look at it and
Right.
study it. You know what I'm saying? You go back and look at it and study it. You know what I'm saying? You can highlight this stuff all you want because that's how I learned. That's how I started noticing and realizing because it would be highlighted. Hey, you doing this? Hey, remember what you said? This, that. Hey, back it up, rewind. Hey, look, remember this, and this. You know what I'm saying? But that person has to realize it. You know what I'm saying? In order to fix it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because I feel like you can't go in fighting fire with fire. So
Right.
if I bring up a problem to you, don't hit me with a list of things saying, "Oh, but you do this
Yeah.
or whatever." That's like you've been waiting on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You've been waiting to hit me with something like that
For
because I
sure.
said something about you that I didn't
That
like or
the
whatever.
that whole defensive
So it's
aspect of things.
that's gonna do is really cause an argument between you two because
Yeah.
you're not gonna get nowhere.
Right.
So like
Deflecting
yeah.
is what they
So
call it, I
my
believe.
thing is with that type of thing is okay. If I come at you with a problem, let's fix that problem first.
Right. 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 And then we'll get to your
Yeah,
stuff. You
and
know what
if
I'm
you
saying?
got a problem with something I did, let's fix that problem after that.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that way we both
That way we both
fix it.
happy.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
then all that, that back and forth stuff is a little shaky with you. You know, it'll break up. It'll break you down
Yeah.
between both of you, the
Absolutely. Heck
relationship or
yeah.
whatever. So you don't want to try to do that. It's hard to say not to do that, but you know, go to and then like I said, therapy. I think if you're married, both of y'all should go. I mean, I understand if one person got an issue, that person should go. But at the same time, if that person goes, you should follow in line with them
Hmm.
to let them know that they're not in it alone. Like we said before,
Hmm.
just go and see if something else. It was something that you was doing that causing the problem that make them feel that type of way or something. But just don't, like I said, don't make a person feel alone with certain situations because maybe they can't cope with it by themselves.
Hmm.
You know. So I mean, that's what I think. I mean, I ain't explaining it well, but that's how I feel. Go to therapy together, work it out together.
For sure. For sure. But okay, I think we done pretty much covered it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure y'all out here healing with your hurt, man, and you're not bleeding on the people that didn't hurt you. You know what I'm saying? You're not bringing, spilling that mess over. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that actually love you out here. You know what I'm saying? That actually want to see you doing good, want to see you doing better, and want your life to go, trend in the right direction. And you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all dropping them weapons that we call, you know, those developed defense mechanisms. You know what I'm saying? The short tempers, the paranoia, the overthinking. And I know with the overthinking it's tough because it's like, they hit you like a ton of bricks, but you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure y'all are actively healing that. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all are seeking that help. You know what I'm saying? Talk to a family member, friend, professional, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all, make sure we healing. So that way we not hurting anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Uh that didn't really ask for that. But we got feedback, man. Um I got a whole bunch of questions about how the crisis team operates. Uh for a lot of people that don't know, the crisis team, uh they come out um when you have a situation as far as like if you feeling, suicidal or, saying you need some immediate assistance or anything like that. What would happen is like the information I got is that you'll call the crisis team. Somebody will talk to you. Um, somebody will talk to you if you call that suicide hotline number. Somebody they'll talk somebody will talk to you on the phone. They'll send out the crisis team either immediately or you can set a time. Um, After that, the crisis team will come out, and they'll ask you a series of questions, and based on your answer and answer honestly, based on your answer to those series of questions, um, they will evaluate you and come up with a safety plan. Now, uh, that safety plan, well, it's like, various things can happen, what I'm saying? They be like, okay, well, we want you to do this, this, and this, and we want you to see a therapist. We're gonna, you know, uh, give you some numbers. So if you feel in the type of way after we leave to cope with you, and from then, you'll come up with a safety plan, a safety action plan. You'll list all these, like I call them happy places and things like that. They'll help you list all those things, and from then they'll keep up contact with you. They'll keep in contact with you and make sure everything's going good until they feel that you've gotten the help that you need. They don't leave you stranded after they leave your house. They keep checking on you until until the coast is clear, till everything's clear, that they know that you've gotten help and the help you need, and all the above. But yeah, that's the only feedback we got this week, man. I don't know what's going on. Usually I used to, like last week I had like a few things, like three different things. But that's the feedback we got this week, man. But you got anything else, bro?
No, but I just say if there's any type of topics or something like that, don't hesitate to put them down in the comments. You
Yeah,
know
put them down in the
what y'all want to
comments
hear.
for sure.
Anything we can try to touch base on anything.
Yeah, for sure. And remember, y'all, we have a Facebook group, man. It's called the Mental Game Podcast. You know, mental is spelled MNTL. The Mental Game Podcast. You can go there. Uh, we haven't really started any discussions or anything like that yet. We're still working on that, but we want to hear from y'all, man. If you got something to say, topic suggestions, what you want to hear us talk about, like Ted said, um, get at us, man. Let us know. And if you want to know how to support me or support Tez and what we're doing, what I'm saying, if you want to know a way you can support us, you can support our businesses. We both have clothing brands. I my clothing brand is based around mental health and mental health awareness and positive mentalities. And that's mentalgame.net. That's I'll list the website right here. And you can also, support my boy Tez, support his business and support, he's real instrumental in what I'm doing here. Um, and I appreciate him coming through and helping me out today.
No doubt, no doubt.
And his business is Sneaker Bum Apparel. Uh, I'm hearing good things. I'm hearing good things that's coming, man, out of this dude, man. We kind of feed ideas back and forth off of each other. What I'm saying? Whenever we get the chance to talk to each other. But shout out to my boy Tez coming through, helping me out with the podcast,
Oh,
and
for sure, man.
it's
Gotta always uplift one another, man.
for sure, man. I appreciate you, man. But also I want to shout out, and I forgot these last two podcast episodes. I want to shout out Serenity Designs, man. That's Serenitee. Serenity Designs. Serenity Designs. They did the my wall decals. I also provided the camera, so y'all get at TT at Serenity Designs, man. If she also does t-shirts, um, I'm pretty sure she can do, you know, I guess anything dealing with designs, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I know she did me a cup and various t-shirts and stuff like that. So y'all go out there and y'all support these black businesses, man. So but we appreciate y'all, listening and just giving us an opportunity to come into your homes, come through your radio, or whatever the case may be. We got Journey knocking on the door. She ready to go. But we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Mental Game Podcast. Ted, you got anything else before
Nah,
we
nah, I just
before we
appreciate you
check
for
out?
having me again,
Oh, thank you for coming, bro.
Until next
So
time.
until next time, man. Uh, remember, y'all, life's a mental game. You need the right mentality to survive, man. We out.